Do you think the national debt affects the average person out there?
Yeah, of course it does.
And what does that look like to the average person?
Oh, listen, you have a national debt of what, 37 trillion right now? Yeah, you better believe it does because it hangs over everybody's head. And whether you like it or not, at some point, everybody's going to have to pay that national debt, and it's compounding rapidly. So in some way, shape, or form, you're going to pay that in taxes. I mean, if we didn't have national debt, your taxes would be substantially less than what they are. That means you could probably afford a nicer home and more belongings and to take a better trip with the kids. And yet every single year, this thing goes up by an absolute fortune because the government's out of control and has been. And absolutely rebels against people who try and cut the hell out of it. And you see what's happening right now with the government shutdown. They want an extra, $2.7 trillion for healthcare for illegal immigrants. And when you say no, not a single Democrat comes out and votes in favor of reopening the government, right? Among other things, by the way. I think it affects everybody that lives in this country. There's no question about it. And in fact, it might be the greatest risk that we have as a nation, outside of serious armed conflict.
How do we solve it? Is there any way out of 37 trillion? Because I've heard either you have to let it inflate away or you hope it doesn't go up so much that maybe AI could help boost our economy and make enough money to start chipping it away. Like, can we ever pay this thing back?
Yeah, you have to grow out of it. All right. I mean, anybody thinks that you can cut out of 37 trillion, you can't. I mean, will cuts be important? Yes, you need to get rid of fluff and garbage and fraud, waste, and abuse, no question about it. At the same time, you have to have unbelievable growth. And I think that's what we're seeing. And how do you get growth in society? You need the lowest energy costs in the world. Right? You need to be champion of industry. I think my father did that better with crypto than anybody before. The entire world is following us. America is the crypto capital of the world by far, and we were losing our standing there. We're also losing our standing on energy. I mean, look at nuclear power. We haven't had a nuclear power plant in this country built in 30-year period of time, and we are the ones that championed nuclear power. I mean, for a long time, France had more expertise in nuclear power than the United States of America did. You know how embarrassing that is? What's France in terms of economic power of the world? 13th in terms of GDP? It's a joke. America has to be number one at absolutely everything we do. We have to be number one at energy, and that's not just nuclear. That's oil and gas and everything else. Any country that has low energy costs, has much better productivity. It's a pretty simple correlation that I think anybody can understand. We have to champion industry. We have to win the AI revolution. We have to continue to win the space revolution. We have to be the most business-friendly country on Earth. We need to maintain the reserve currency and by the way, we are the reserve currency. No one can argue that it's not even close. No one wants any of the Asian currencies. No one wants any of the South American currencies. Certainly no one wants the euro for obvious reason. No one wants the pound. So I think it's a great advantage. And we better maintain the greatest, rule of law, an honest rule of law, because it's why we have so much direct inward investment in the United States of America. They look at their own countries and they see no promise. They see no future. They see massive government corruption. They know all of it can disappear like that. And guess where they park their assets? They park in the United States of America. We better maintain that safe haven for people parking their money. And so long as we do, we'll maintain the greatest economy ever.
Seems like energy is going to become a major issue over the next 10 years. Why aren't we going heavier into nuclear energy today?
Well, I think we are. I think my father, what was his exact quote? If you propose a nuclear plant, I'll give you approvals in 7 days. My father's the biggest proponent of nuclear energy.
How many people applied?
In terms, I have no idea. But, these are big because these things cost $30 billion to build. But,
I understand.
You've how many times have you heard drill, baby, drill, right?
Yeah.
And people are drilling. We're exporting energy for the first time. Again, we're exporting in the first administration, then we stopped exporting. In fact, we became an importer of energy. Now we're exporting again. And that's not just oil, right? That's natural gas. You've got states, look in New York with Marcellus and Utica, and you've got the greatest natural gas, shale anywhere on Earth. It makes Saudi, it makes the UAE look like small potatoes. In upstate New York, in Ohio, in Pennsylvania, they're not even tapping into most of it, right? And so we need to drill. We need to be energy independent. And by the way, there's a ton of other forms of energy as well. Solar's doing great, right? We're in Florida right now. Every day there's another solar field, and it's working great. It's augmenting the grid, and it has its purpose. But nuclear is going to win the day, especially these small nuclear reactors that are coming out, these SMRs, and it's fascinating what's happening.
If you've ever been denied a car loan, credit card, or even an apartment because of what's on your credit report, you are not alone. Most people don't even know what's hurting their credit score, let alone how to fix it. That is exactly where our sponsor DisputeBeast comes in. It's an AI-powered platform that helps you find and remove outdated or inaccurate items from your credit report fast.
We're talking things like late payments, old accounts and collections, or even accounts that don't belong to you. Not to mention, how it works is super easy. You connect your credit report and DisputeBeast scans it for negative marks that could be dragging down your score. Then it generates custom dispute letters tailored for your situation, no templates and no guesswork.
You could choose to just download the data and send it to the agencies yourself, or you can use their built-in mail service where they will literally handle everything for you.
It's honestly just really clean and simple to use, and it's built by experts.
So if you're ready to take back control of your credit, go to DisputeBeast.com/ICH today. There's also a link down below in the description, DisputeBeast.com/ICH. Guys, they will literally handle everything for you. If you're dissatisfied with your credit, they will do all of the research, let you know what's going wrong, and they will fight for you. DisputeBeast.com/ICH. Thank you so much to DisputeBeast for sponsoring this clip.